In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can recrop images for Jigoshop. What do I mean by that? Well, I've added a new product here, a metal bowl stand, which is quite tall. And you can see how it's been cropped here for our catalog image. Now, I just wanted to show you the settings that did this. I had crop catalog images turned on, and I had this set to 200 as the width and the height, just to make it different from the default 150, because WordPress also creates a 150 by 150, and for our purposes here, I want to show you how WordPress doesn't touch images that are different from any of the ones it's created. You'll see more about that in a moment. Okay, so the result is that we've got a kind of weird setting here because it doesn't really show us the stand very well. I mean, you could leave it like that, just like you could leave this bowl kind of cut off on both sides. The reason that it's cut off these ways is auto cropping goes to the center. It basically says probably the center of the picture is the most important, so I'll crop from the top and the bottom and from the left and the right, and we'll go right to the center. So that's how auto cropping works. But what if we don't want that? Well, we do know that in WordPress there is a function to change what the cropping is. And we go to Media Library. Don't forget, all the images you upload in Jigoshop are still part of the WordPress Media Library. You can use them elsewhere on your site, not just in the shop. So there's our metal bowl stand, and you can see, again, the original image is the right size, and it's just been shrunk down here. If I go into Edit, so there's WordPress's 150 by 150 image right there. That's its thumbnail. I can edit that. So I just go in here and I make sure I'm only applying my changes to the thumbnail. So you might think you're changing the Jigoshop thumbnail too. So I go in, let's do our cropping here. I want to crop so I get the top of this. Okay, I'm just going to make that roughly proportional. Let's just change that to 58 so it's a square. Okay, so now I click my crop button. There we go. I save, and now that's the WordPress thumbnail. Okay, it's showing what I want to show. And I'm going to update my media. Okay, so let's refresh here, but it doesn't touch it because it's actually a different image. And I'll show you this in the FTP program. Hang on one sec here. So you can see in here, this is actually on the server. Look at all the different images created. There's our 200 by 200 that was created by Jigoshop, and the 150 by 150 created by WordPress. So we've just changed this one here, but we haven't touched this one. How do we get in and fix that? Or fix this bowl, let's say? Well, in order to do that, we have to actually put a new plugin into WordPress. Go to Installed Plugins, and I'm going to add a new one here. And it's called Post Thumbnail Editor. Okay, Post Thumbnail Editor. That's going to come up here. In fact, it's the one that comes up right off the bat. We can get the details of it. And you can see here, that's the person who made it. And I'm going to install it now. Okay. And I'm going to activate the plugin. Now what this is going to do is give me an alternative. If I go back to my media library now, you're going to see a new menu item here. There it is, Thumbnails. Okay, if I click on Thumbnails, it brings up an interface for me. Now you can see there's the WordPress thumbnail, 150 by 150, the medium size that it created. And now we see, this is a large feature, that one is from our theme, nothing to do with Jigoshop, but here's where we get to Jigoshop. Shop tiny, shop thumbnail, shop small, and shop large. Now small is the one that's used in the catalog, the 200 by 200. So what I do is I check this off like this, and I start just like I did before in WordPress, operates the same way. Let me go up here. I'm going to do my cropping. So I'm going to bring it up like this, and it's already proportional like that. Now this button lights up. I have to do this first, by the way. You have to do your cropping here first or this button won't light up. Now what you're saying on the side is, which ones do I want to apply this to? And in this case, I only want to apply it to the Shop Small 200 by 200. So now I hit Create Thumbnails. It asks me, is that what you want? Yep, those look good. And I'm done. All right, you're successful. So I can close this down. I don't have to save anything here because that was separate from the library. Now if I go back over to here and I refresh, now I've got the exact thumbnail I want. So one of the advantages here is that you could keep this setting here, keep it cropping the catalog images, but only the catalog images. I don't want my large images cropped. I just want the catalog ones. So that gives me my nice square look. Some people like to have that look in their shopping carts rather than having each image its own size. Okay, so that's the way you do it, is through this plugin here. Let's just go back and see it again. And it's called Post Thumbnail Editor. Okay, and that adds the functionality that allows you to access the images that are created by JigoShop and adjust them.